I always heard strange noises coming from the apartment above, but the night I found out it had been empty for years, I couldn't explain what I heard. Living in an old apartment building, you get used to odd noises. But the sounds from the apartment above mine were different: heavy footsteps late at night, furniture dragging across the floor, and sometimes, a faint, eerie melody, as if someone was playing an old piano. I complained to the landlord several times, but he just shrugged it off, saying the building was old and noises were to be expected. One evening, the sounds were so loud that I decided to confront the neighbor myself. I marched upstairs, ready to give them a piece of my mind. But when I reached the apartment, I was met with a thick layer of dust on the door and a padlock that looked like it hadn't been touched in years. Confused, I went back to the landlord and demanded an explanation. His face turned pale as he told me that the apartment had been empty for years, ever since the previous tenant, an old pianist, passed away. No one had lived there since. That night, the sounds were more intense than ever. The footsteps were frantic, and the melody was louder, filled with a haunting urgency. My heart pounded as I lay in bed, unable to sleep, the sounds above seeming to surround me. In the morning, driven by a mix of fear and curiosity, I convinced the landlord to open the apartment with me. As the door creaked open, we were met with an icy blast of air. The apartment was empty, covered in a thick layer of dust. No sign of a piano, no furniture, nothing that could explain the noises. I moved out shortly after, but the sounds from that night still haunt me. Sometimes, when it's quiet, I swear I can hear the faint melody of a piano playing, and I'm reminded that some mysteries are better left unsolved.